In this tutorial video, I am going to show you how to set up the RainMachine irrigation device with the Elan controller. Before you set things up in the Elan controller, make sure that you have everything that you need programmed and configured in the RainMachine itself. You can do that either using your iOS or Android app, or you could use the web application that comes with the RainMachine as well by directly going into its IP address. /8081, configure the devices as you need, configure the names of the zones, and create the programs that you would like to use inside the Elan. Once you've done that, in your configurator, go to irrigation controllers, and click on Add New Irrigation Controller. Pick the driver that you just downloaded and click OK on the support. This driver is supported by Lenovo and is not directly supported by Elan. Under the irrigation controller, once it's installed, you need to set a couple of settings in here. The RainMachine has two settings. One is cloud mode and one is LAN mode or local mode. Cloud mode obviously needs the cloud, or you need an internet connection in order to be able to access the device and its settings, and local mode doesn't actually go out and authenticate to the cloud. Cloud mode is a bit easier to use because then we can get some configuration strings much easier by directly calling them from the cloud. In the driver from Lenovo, you have an option to also do a fallback to local mode if cloud mode should fail. So that's probably the best option to go with. Once you've installed the driver, entered your activation code, then go ahead and enter the username that you use to register the device with, or in your web application, and put in your password. Hopefully your password is a little stronger than the word password, but for demo purposes this just makes things a bit easier for us. Click apply. Now Elan has grabbed all the configuration information that we need. Click on authorize, and now the device will go out to the cloud and it will authorize your system. Notice that it grabbed the IP address automatically for us, and now it's authorized. At this point, we click on Get Zones, and it will go out and it will grab all the zones that your device is configured with, and it'll grab the friendly name with the zones. I'm using a machine here with 8 zones, but the RainMachine driver can actually take devices up to 16 zones. Once you have gotten all your zones, by default we create a group called the RainMachine, and we put all the zones in these groups. You can change this group name, you can add new groups, you can reorder these zones to be part of any other group that you like. In the RainMachine itself, now Elan by default has event maps for when watering has started or has stopped, and that's a single event for everything. In the driver, we've added event maps for start zone from the master valve all the way up to 16, and stop zone with the same event, so that you can create event maps for when a zone starts watering and when a zone stops watering. Again, if you, in this case, in this device, since I only have 8 zones, then I'm only, anything I create obviously for zone 9 through 16 will not work because the device doesn't support it. So use as many of these as your device supports. Once you've created the driver here, now the next step would be to create schedules, and those are created in the Elan viewer. So if we go to the Elan viewer, we'll see a new irrigation tab. Under the schedule, you see all the zones that the irrigation machine has pulled. You can create a schedule. Let's say that you create this with any day of the week. If you don't have a master valve installed, leave this setting alone, unless you specifically have that on your RainMachine. You can create a schedule, whichever zones you like, and then you can set a start time for these zones and go back to the schedule and then just click on run. And what this will do is this will run that schedule according to that time that you have, and it will display all the data for those particular zones in the under the graphs charts. If you want to run a zone manually, go back to the operation to the zones, click on off manual, and then just pick whichever zone you'd like, change the time, hit run, And what this will show you the time that this is that this zone is watering. It'll obviously turn on the RainMachine as well. If you want to turn it off, you can just click on off, and that will almost within a couple of seconds turn off the RainMachine, and then you are set. And that's pretty much all we need to do to configure this driver, the irrigation zones driver. The next tutorial video will deal with advanced features and advanced functions, including usage information and how to access the programs in your RainMachine.